Hello everyone and welcome back. Today I wanted to share our morning routine, what a morning looks like in our household as a family of 6, almost 7. We have four small children, and then we are expecting our 5th here in about a month. And just thought I would share kind of what a morning looks like for us. I stay at home with the kids. This particular day was a Saturday, so looks a little different than our weekday routine, but basically the same. Things have to happen, and so just wanted to take you through that. So we're starting out this morning a little bit slower than normal. Like I say, it's a Saturday, and so I wasn't trying to get up and get school going or anything like that. So we took it a little bit slower. I actually slept in, let the kids were the ones that woke me up this morning, and that's not something that I normally do. I like to be up before the kids. I find that I am more productive when I am up before them and moving and kind of have my thoughts together for the day before they wake up. That way I am ready for what they need to do, what I need to do with them, and all those things. But this particular Saturday, my husband was working, and so it looks a little bit different just because it's still just me and the kids. But anyway, we're going to start off with some breakfast. The kids always wake up hungry, and so the best plan is for me to always know what I'm going to do for breakfast so that we can get that rolling. Something that I have learned as a mom of 4 is that routines are important, and maybe a routine is more important than even time stamping things. So I am someone who I like to have the times in my head, and know, well, by this time we're going to do this, and at this time we're going to be doing this, and we need to be doing X, Y, and Z, and all that. And while that can be good, I have learned that with the kids, because it's every day is a new day, and if I have it in my head that we're going to get something done by a certain time on the clock, and then it doesn't happen, I can easily let it ruin my whole day. And that's not a good habit to be in. That's not a good place to be in as mom, because my attitude very much sets the tone for our house. And so I find that I work best now just with a rhythm. And so we just have a system of things that we do in the mornings. Honestly, I don't really look at the clock a whole lot, and we just kind of move through what needs to be done. And when we get those things done, then we can start. If it's a school day, we would start school. If it's a weekend, then that's when the kids are free to do what they want to do once the chores and the need tos are done. So anyway, we're going to start off this morning with some breakfast. It was just a simple breakfast. Sometimes I go to a lot of effort and make really fancy breakfast for everybody, but on this particular day, we just had some blueberry bagels that I had made that the kids have really been enjoying, and then this is some homemade sausage from a deer that my husband harvested this last hunting season, and so that was breakfast. And while that is cooking, I am actually going to unload the dishwasher. I have found that taking the effort at night and washing the dishes before I go to bed and making sure that the kitchen is clean makes a huge difference in the mornings, because then, yes, I wake up and I need to unload the dishwasher, but then I have all the dishes are clean, I have everything I need for the day, and I'm not trying to work around last night's mess that I didn't clean up. And so sometimes at night I don't want to do the dishes because I'm tired, or I just honestly don't feel like it. But I have found that if I will stop and go, wait a minute, tomorrow morning I'm going to be glad that this kitchen is clean, then it makes it easier, and I go ahead and I get it done that night, and it makes the morning that much smoother because, like I say, then I can just do what I need to do for today and not be trying to play catch up from yesterday. And that is a big help. And as you can see, my little toddler loves to get in the kitchen and help me. All of the kids have their moments when they want to be a part of what I'm doing and help, and they each can help in their own ways. The older kids are getting to where they really are a help, and it's very neat to see that as they're growing. I appreciate their willingness, and I'm glad that they want to be a part of what's going on in the house. So, going back to the rhythm that I was talking about, the kids all have tasks in the mornings that they know are their responsibility, and that's part of our rhythm. So, like I say, we get up and we eat breakfast, and depending on how long the breakfast preparation takes, during that time, the kids are usually getting dressed. We have outside animals that have to be taken care of, and the kids help with part of that. They feed the dogs, feed the cats, those sorts of things. And so they will go do that while breakfast is finishing up, or they will eat breakfast and then take off and go do those things. But that's part of our morning. And then they, make their beds, brush their teeth, all those sorts of things. And they seem to do really well with having that structure and having those expectations and knowing that those expectations are there every day. It doesn't matter if it's a school day or not. Those things still have to be done. And then the knowledge that I'm going to do this, and then once the things that I have to do are done, then I can do what I want to do with the rest of the day. Maybe for them that's getting to go play outside, or maybe it's getting to do something with, as a family that we're going to do, or some other thing that they're, looking forward to that day. Helping them to see that the responsibility, that there are things that need to get done every day, and we do those. And then once that's done, we can move on to whatever. And that they seem to really, like I say, do well with that. And even in seasons when maybe we're not doing school as intently, is coming up here in the next few weeks when this baby comes, I know that life will look a lot different. In the past, during those seasons, I find that if I can keep those rhythms for them, that helps the kids transition through those times and know that all in all things are changing, but it's not, their world is still functioning. Right now I am warming up some milk. We have sheep and goats, and we have a bottle baby that we have been taking care of. That is one of the things that we have to do in the mornings, is take that baby the bottle. And so I was warming up the milk, and as seems to be the case often, whenever you try to show somebody else something or film something, that's when you make a mess. And so that milk kind of went everywhere. But anyway, I'm kind of moving through some of the things that I need to do while the kids are sitting down to their breakfast. I do not right now sit and eat breakfast first thing in the morning. I have found at this point in pregnancy that if I try to sit and eat first thing in the morning when I wake up, I'm not really that hungry, and if I make myself eat, then I don't feel good. And so many times I get the kids set up with their breakfast, and then I do other things that need to be done while they're eating. And then once they're done, then we can go outside, all of us together, and do the outside chores and get that done. And then eventually, at some point throughout the morning, I will get hungry and fix my breakfast and do that later. And it took me a while to kind of get to that point, because I used to be someone who woke up and wanted to eat as soon as I was awake. And it took me a little while to listen to my body and realize that had shifted. And that's something that pregnancy is playing into it right now. But even before I was pregnant with this one, my body has adjusted in the last few years, and I feel like I'm just not not hungry first thing in the morning, and learning to listen to my body and pay attention and not just follow the habits. That is a big thing to help me feel better. So I'm just going to keep doing some things as they're finishing up. My son needed his water cup refilled, and so he came and found me with his water cup so that I would go refill it for him. And I'm going to get the bed made. I have found that I always feel better if I actually will make my bed. It makes the bedroom look so much better. And then when you walk in there, it's like, oh, this is actually a restful place, or a place that I can go to and I can think if I need to work on something. I don't walk in and go, oh, I hadn't made the bed yet. And just the time that it takes is more than worth it. As I said earlier, the kids all have an active role in the chores and the things that have to be done outside, taking care of the animals. I think that's important for them to see that pets and animals are fun and they can be a really good thing, and that they also are a responsibility that they have to be taken care of every day, and letting them be a part of that in a way that is fun. They enjoy getting to do it, to get to go outside first thing in the morning. We're going to start off with like to feed our sheep and goats this time of year. They have pasture, but there's just not a whole lot out there for them to eat in January, or February, excuse me. So we've been feeding them a little bit, and they're always super excited to get out. This is a little bit of a new chapter for us. We got these animals here this last fall, and so it's been a lot of fun. My husband and I both grew up with livestock, but it has taken to this point for us to have good fences and have the setup to be able to do this. And so this has been a big step for us. God has really blessed us in the last year to be able to make this all happen, so that we can do this, and that the kids can get to grow up and have this life of being able to learn about the animals, because there are things that you learn when you grow up with animals in the country that you can't teach the kids any other way. And that's one of our big motivations behind having the animals, as well as the meat and the eggs and all the other perks. So letting our chickens out this morning, we alternate back and forth between whether they get let out during the day or not, because they tend to go find clever places to lay their eggs when we let them out. So we try to let them out for a few days so they get to free range and get bugs and grass and whatever they can find, and then kind of pin them up for a couple of days. That way they remember where they're supposed to lay their eggs and help us get our eggs in. So just moving through the motions. Every day looks a little bit different for us depending on what's going on, but this is kind of just, like I say, this is the basis of it. And then if the animals have something else that needs to be done, then we do that. And again, this is why time stamping doesn't really work for me at this stage of life. I just kind of have to work until the things that are done, or the things that need to be done are done. And then I can move on to what needs to be done next. One thing that I have learned over the last few years with our family growing has been the fact that laundry is something that needs to happen every day, rather than it being a once a week or twice a week type of thing. And so I have tried to make it my practice that, just like I make myself wash the dishes in the evenings before bed, I also make myself during that day handle the laundry. and do a load of laundry at least every day to make sure that I stay on top of it and to keep it from becoming a chore or a monster, so to speak. Just let it be something that I know that I need to do it every day, and that way I can actually manage it, and it works out a whole lot better. I think something that I have to remind myself sometimes when I'm doing a task like laundry or the dishes or things like that that seem like they never go away, it's easy to get overwhelmed or get frustrated or just think, man, I just don't want to do it. And remembering that it's a blessing that I get to do the laundry, that my laundry hamper is full. It's full because I have 4 beautiful children, and my sink is full of dishes because I have 4 beautiful children that need to eat. And I am able to feed them, and I have food in the refrigerator to cook for them. They have clothes in their drawer to wear, reminding myself that while there is work involved, it's because God has blessed us so much, and it is my responsibility to make the most of that blessing and to be thankful and to show the kids that I am grateful that I have this life, that I get to take care of them, and that these things are things that have to happen, but I can do it. I can do it happily. I can do it with a good attitude and manage it well so that I don't let it get me down. I don't let it make me irritable, to do it with a good attitude, to remember that God calls us to be thankful, and God calls us to do our work joyfully as if we're doing everything for Him. And these kids are definitely a gift from Him, and so I need to remember that. And so whether it's doing the laundry or wiping the table off for what seems like the 10th time every day, those tasks that sometimes seem overwhelming or mundane or just get old, remembering that my attitude needs to be thankfulness for what I have and for this family that I have. Each stage of life looks a little bit different for us, and I know that stage is fixing to shift again once our baby is born, and our mornings will look different. And again, that's why I find for us that just having a flow, so that even once baby comes, the kids can still have their routine. I still can keep kind of a rhythm, even though it's going to take me longer to get through it. But those are just the seasons of life, and that's okay. But anyway, the kids are outside playing now, and I finally got hungry for my breakfast, so I'm going to sit down and eat. But I thank y'all for watching today, and I hope that you enjoyed this. And please subscribe if you enjoy this, comment, like, all the things. And I will see you all next time. Bye.